this is probably one of the two tasks that I'm most not looking forward to. And the main reason is I know enough about electrical to kind of navigate my way through it. But when we were remodeling this house that we're living in, I had to call someone over to to guide me through and help me out in some spots. So I hope to not be able to have to do that again. I'll show you all what I already have here. This is my 125 amp breaker box. It's got 8 spaces for 16 circuits. I asked the guy about that, and he said that would work perfectly fine for what we got here. Oh, me, the door. And then next, I've got my converter, 100 amp AC to DC converter here. The converter and the inverter, now that's two things that are brand new to me. But I have watched a lot of videos, tried to read as much as I can, and I printed off tons of diagrams. So I do have some diagrams printed, like the wiring diagrams. I need to get that out here. But like I said, all I'm really going to do today is just kind of get this stuff opened, set kind of where I want it, and then I'll run some electrical wiring through here. Now here's my power inverter right here. It is heavy, I can tell you that. It is a 4,000 watt power inverter, so it should be perfectly fine. And then there's my hookups for the batteries. I think that's what that is for the batteries. This I'm excited about, and it comes with a remote. I don't know why. So all of this is going to be housed underneath our mattress, so underneath our bed, and we'll have access to it. And I'll also have some vents coming out underneath the bed so that this electrical can be vented, because I hear that it does get hot and it will need to be vented well. So, and then next, got my wire here. Oh, there's my wire there. I can't remember if I got 10-2 or 12-2. 12-2 wire. And then here is my fuse box. There's my fuse box there. Yep. And I bought like a kit of these, because I don't know what I'm gonna have to have and how many. So, and this here, which some diagrams have this and some diagrams do not, but it is a switch. I'll just take it out of it. It is a switch here, and I'm guessing it is for my batteries if I need to run things off of the battery, or when I hook it up to shore power, I guess I can just turn it off. I'm not really sure, but looking at the diagram, that's kind of what makes sense of it. It's just a kill switch, I guess, in some sort of way. I don't know. But I've already swept the area out, so I'm fixing to go get my diagram and find out where I need to place the converter, the inverter, the fuses, and the switch. And I'm just going to go ahead and get them out of the box, laid down to where they go, and then I'm going to start running the wiring. Basically, really just today, I think all I'm going to do is run the wiring for the electrical outlets, because there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 outlets total in this camper. 2 on the side behind me, 2 on the other side that I'm looking at now, and then 1 in the bathroom. So, and as far as switches, 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 switches, and then there'll be some lights here, and then there'll be some lights on top that Samantha's already bought. So, and then I think that's really about it. So it's not much. Probably just right in my wheelhouse of expertise of how to do this. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so there's my diagram there. It says Airstream, but I mean, we basically have an Airstream in a sense. It's an Avion, very similar to that. Because what I'm thinking is my batteries I'm going to put here. And then on the other side against the other wall will be my breaker box, because that's where my shore power is going to come in. So I'll put my power inverter here. I'm just going to stick it right here. I don't think that's where it's going to go, but it may. Yes. With the inverter. Somewhere right, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just putting this stuff out right now. It's not exactly where it's going to stay, but I just want to get it out and get it organized. Okay, so I've got everything laid out and out of the box, just kind of sitting out. But I know my breaker box is going to be right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and run some electrical wiring basically from where that is. And then right above all of the water lines there, and go ahead and get it all the way back to, you may not be able to see it, but there's an electrical box right in the back to the right of that window, an outlet that is. I'm going to run it all the way to there as well, and then continue to come around to the other side, because there will be 2 outlets somewhere right around in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and run wire for that and be done with that today. So in the last video when I was doing the plumbing, someone had asked if I had put any like rubber bushings or plastic bushings when I was running the tubing through. So I decided I will show, this is just a plastic bushing. Actually I've got one right here. So this is it right here. So I just drill a hole, pop this in there, and it basically, as it's wiggling, as we're moving and stuff, that it doesn't get cut. Same way with the plumbing, is so that it doesn't leak. It doesn't get a gash in the pipe and leak. So this is what it's going through. There's actually already some rubber ones already there, so I'm going to use those as well from when we pulled out the other electrical. Alright, well I finished wiring, I didn't wire anything. I finished pulling the wire, the electrical wire for the outlet. So let me show you what I just did. So there you've got the circuit breaker, the electrical box, and I'm going to run, or I have run, it's that yellow cable there, the 12-2 wire to here. Now this will be where our first outlet box goes. It's actually going to be in, like, attached to the cabinet wall, so I've pulled enough wire out to make that happen, as well as enough wire to make sure that there is a second electrical box right here for our cooktop. So there'll be 2 electrical boxes here, one kind of right here on the side, and then one that'll be attached to the inside of the cabinet. So I'm running up all the way along here, and then up and to the only electrical box that we kept. This will be in the bathroom, so I will run it into that, and then out from that electrical box, or out electrical outlet, up. Now this tape is just temporary. As you'll see, there is one hook here, and it is rubbered. It's got rubber padding on it, so I'm gonna get some more of those and make sure that I use that right there along this path, about everywhere you see the tape. But anyways, it's gonna run all the way back down here. I had to drill a hole there and a hole there for it to run along here. Now there'll be an electrical outlet right about here. There'll be another electrical outlet somewhere right here, and then the outside electrical outlet right there, which we'll use that box. I'll just change out the receptacle for it. And then that's going to be all as far as the outlets go. I did forget about the exterior outlet, what I said earlier, so that's 2, 4, so that's 6 outlets in total that I have to do. And then one thing I did forget about as I was pulling all of this wire is our vent. So I will run that whenever I finish running the electrical line for the ceiling lights that Samantha has bought us. So not a bad start. I do need to get more familiar and continue to read and freshen up, because it has been about a month since I last looked at the diagram and figured out everything with this. So I will revisit how exactly to set the inverter, the converter, the fuse box, and everything up, and then I will come back and get all of this ready, and then eventually I will go buy some batteries, and then I will hook up the shore power. I'm moving it to here to where it was back here. As you can see, that little hole right there, that's where it was earlier. So I'm moving it all up front. So everything's going to be up front, the water, the electrical, and I think it's just going to be a little bit more convenient, and it's going to save us some space because it's going, like I said earlier, it's going to be underneath our bed. So I think this is all I'm going to do today. Like I said earlier, I need to freshen back up on the electrical inverter and converter and fuse box and all that stuff to make sure that I do get it set right, and set it right the first time, and then hopefully we can test this out soon. Fingers crossed. So yeah, not so much hard stuff today. Basically it was just getting back in the groove, getting things set up, and getting things ready. In my mind, at least, knowing where we're going to put some things. I do need to freshen back up again on the switches, because I know they're a little bit different than the receptacle outlets. So I'll do that as well. May have to call my buddy and be like, hey man, just kind of run this through me over the phone. No need to come over here, which he can do. So I can probably honestly just undo one in the house, and then look how it's wired up. And back to working on the camper today, but I'm not going to work much on the electrical. Still got some research to do, but there are some things that I need to finish up that we started on earlier. Like there's a piece of metal at the bottom of the front window that we put in that I need to cut and drill holes and spray paint and get it ready to install. And then there's this little vent on the side that I need to, basically it had 2 self-tapping screws just secured it to the side of the camper. So I'm just gonna, well, they're already pulled out, but I'm just gonna put bolts through there and make sure that it's shut and sealed, weather sealed. So we're not gonna use it. I think it was for maybe like the microwave or the stove or something like that, but either way, we're not gonna use it. Okay, so you can see I've finished the holes. I've got 5 holes here ready to install. Not quite. I've got to go paint these suckers now. This and the 5 screws that I have to go in here. Got my can of Rust-Oleum. About to shake this sucker up and get busy painting. This is the piece I was talking about earlier. I'm just gonna get this sealed down, put these bolts through here, tighten it up on the inside, and be done with it. Clean it first. All right, I've got the bolts through there. I've got the window putty, and then I've got my lock washer and my nut that I'm gonna put right in here. You can't see the bolts. Well, you may be able to see that one right there, but I'm just gonna bolt them down really good. Make sure they stay. I'm just gonna hand tighten them for now, and then I will come back with a wrench and really get those suckers tight. Now I'm just going to basically just pull this off. And then we'll go back with some silicone on the outside.
Wade filmed an outro for this video but never actually signed off, so I decided to scrap that. I guess he wanted me to be a part of this video, but thank you guys for following along, and we will see you in the next one, and maybe we'll finish the electrical. Bye guys.